Good morning, 8th standard. This is Mrs. Sheila Bosco here. The continuation of the class Air and Water Pollution. I finished air pollution last class. I think you would have enjoyed it and you would have written the test also. Now I am continuing with water pollution. When I say water, it's an important liquid. When I say gas, you won't feel because it's not visible. But imagine without water for a day. Without food you will stay, but without water staying is very difficult. We call Earth as a blue planet. It's because the whole Earth is covered with 71% of water. That's why it looks blue. Actually, the water doesn't have a color. It reflects the color of the sky. But anyway, call this as a blue planet because it is covered with water 71%. This 71%, we have 97% as a salt water. What is salt water? Sea water, ocean. All these oceanic water and sea water are highly salty. It's not cannot be used for the people, those who are living on the earth. The living things cannot be used. Of course, there are living beings in the salt water. Just out of 3%, you have good water, right? In that, 68.7% are fresh water only. They are trapped in glaciers. You know what is glaciers? Or ice caps. It's all frozen, right? Now, out of this, you have only less than 1% surface water. The rest of the water is gone down, trapped down. It is stored down. Less than 1% of water is there on the surface. So, this less than 1% of water has to be used for all living things, whether it's human or animals or plants. This water is going to be polluted. Naturally, we will be affected more. Every living thing will be affected more. So, how it is polluted? First of all, we'll take from ourselves. The surface water is polluted by activities of human and animals. This human and animals, they don't have, okay, I just leave it animals, because the human only training the animal to use the fresh water for unwanted purposes, right? So, the surface water, which is sources are lakes, rivers, pond, all these are pumps, streams, waterfalls, all this, but how we are using it. Okay, the groundwater, we take it with the help of a pump or hand pump, wells, all that we go. Salt water, we are not using it. The water pollution is caused in all these water sources by the human and by pesticides and the insecticides used in plants, because we need more production, we need more money, whether it affects the human or whether it affects the water, it's a question mark, right? So, what happened? We are using more pesticides and insecticides that mixes with the water. Human waste and animal waste mixes with the water. Factory. Oh, I prepare a beautiful sarees. I prepare a colorful saree. The end product is a dangerous product that goes to the surface water. There are many dyeing factories are closed now, but still there are factories which send the dyeing waste into the fresh water. Next, leather factories. We give more importance to the stylish way of living rather than having a proper food. You want to have a stylish way of living, beautiful shoes, nice handbags, beautiful purse, belts, all that. These leather factories, actually they use lot of chemicals that goes to the surface water, that spoil the plants and spoil the drinking water. Now these chemicals and pesticides create lot of problems in human beings as well as in the plant. Next, industrial waste, I told you, that is also affect the human. The waste from the factories, it's mixed with the drainage and goes to the fresh water. This is the way it's polluting the water. Now we are throwing garbage to the water sources, that also affects the purity of water. These are the causes of water pollution. What are the effects? What will happen if you are going to pollute this 1% of usable water? We are going on polluting it. What will happen to the living being? That is the main thing we have to see to it, because if you know the effects, we can be little more careful about it. The wastewater discharged in the drainage system that goes to the water sources, that may cause diseases like diarrhea, jaundice, all this for the human. Then for the animals, there are different types of diseases you will get. For the plants, you may not, the production will be less, and the stunted growth and the size of the fruits or the healthy production will not be there. Now these chemicals are, most of them arsenic, the name of the chemical, lead and fluorides. These affects the people. These toxic chemicals they are drinking. Okay children, no miss, we always take bottled water. Bottled water, one of the dangerous one children, because what you needed for the chemicals, needed for the body, that also is being removed. Everybody says, I take this brand, I take this brand. It is not good children. When you boil the water, the impurities only will evaporate. Certain chemicals we need it for our body, in the bottled water, they removed everything, they removed, they are giving us the plain water. Now, how we clean this water? First of all, they will clean it, the floating materials, vegetable waste, plastic bottle, plastic papers, human and animal feces, that is the waste. Now, these are all, we call it as a organic waste. Then we go for a inorganic waste. These are all, most of them are chemicals. It is nitrate, phosphates and metals. These also can be removed. Nutrients, it's taken. Then we have good bacteria and bad bacteria. The bad bacteria may cause some diseases, so it has to be removed. Then we have lot of process for this. We have lot of process for this cleaning process that you have learnt last year, how the purification of water, not clean water, stagnated water or the drainage water cleaning. Last year you have learnt. These videos are available in 7th standard. Please go to my channel JSJ. If you want to subscribe, you subscribe. Otherwise, you go and watch the lesson about drainage water cleaning, or that will give you the exact view how they are cleaning the water, what are the process are going on. That is the main thing, you can do it. Now, when the water is rich of unwanted material, for example, nitrogen, not unwanted, it is wanted certain amount. If it is more, nitrogen, phosphorus, and that causes excessive growth of plants. Suddenly you could see, suddenly one plant will grow nicely but without flowers, without fruit. These excessive growth of plants and algae, this process is, we call it as a eutrophication. Eutrophication is excessive growth. Why this is excessive growth? Excessive of nitrogen, excessive of nitrates, excess of phosphorus, and then algae blooms more because of eutrophication. This oil spills. You know what is oil spills? See, we have oil refineries in many countries. Even in our country we have to take the petrol out. Okay, these oil refineries, they spill. They transport from one country to another country. They spill in the water. Okay, that will cause a lot of problem for the sea animals. The cleaning process of spills causes a lot of damage to the marine habit. See, when you want to clean, you have to add some material or some chemicals to clean this. This also causes lot of problem for the marine habitat. Marine habitat means it includes plants and animals. This water goes to the agriculture field, that cause a lot of problems and the productivity is less. The groundwater, this if it goes to the ground, it spoils the groundwater also. How can we prevent all this? Dumping of garbage should be avoided, oil spillage should be controlled, factory waste should be channelized, and pesticide and insecticides should be avoided. Natural fertilizers, it has to be used. Then we have to have laws. If someone is damaging the natural properties, he has to be punished. Now, these are the things with that we keep the water clean and neat. Then potable water. This is potable water, it's for consumption, that is for drinking. Purification water, it's done in many ways. First of all, screening. First, not soluble one. Insoluble purities can be screened, can be filtered. Then sedimentation, very soft mud, this one it goes down, or heavy metals, it goes down for sedimentation. Then that water goes to the next chamber. Then we have filtration. You will filter it and take the unwanted material. Then boil it, and coagulation is another process. Alum and other chemicals are added. This will purify the water. Alum is a chemical that will help to purify the water, and heavy metals. Disinfection, at last you know there's chlorine tablets are put in that. We used to say na marundu adichirukanga. That is not a marundu, it's chlorine is added. It's a chemical added to kill unwanted bacteria, living things in that bacteria, and this will purify the water. Then sedimentation and decantation. See, after sedimentation you have to take the clear water out, that is called decantation. All this you have learnt in the last filtration. After decantation you have to filter the water, and then the last is distillation, boiling it and take the water vapor, cool it, and you get the purified water. So the purified water can be used in the labs. Okay, the other water after filtration, decantation, we use that water after boiling it. This is the way water pollution caused fixed and controlled. This is the way we do it. Then I'll continue the land pollution the next class. Thank you children. Stay safe.